Welcome to We're Not Afraid of the Dark, the podcast where we review all of the Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes. Here we go.
Later.
Lightning.
What are you guys doing over there?
Nothing. Stuff and things.
I'm lighting the ghastly goo over here.
Yeah, Ben has a special candle by Hardcore. We talked about the Ziva cigar candle, but for this episode, since we're on the Ghastly Grinner, he's lighting up the Ghastly Grinner candle, which show the camera flicks. And in case you haven't noticed, also, we do video to this, which is on our YouTube account. Just check the show description for a link to that.
And I just want to specify that it's horror decor and not horror decor.
I said Hardcore.
I know, but it's real close.
Okay.
And we don't want to promote the wrong companies.
Do we?
Hey, whoever has the deepest pockets, right?
Let's do this shot.
I don't have a shot. Oh, there it is. All right. Let's do a sip of shot. Cheers.
Cheers. And
So what ails you?
You gotta clink me, or it's not a cheers.
Or
I just love how my arm's always in like this camera over here.
That's okay. I hit my microphone.
Hey, we're on episode 3 of this recording session, and there was something important that I had to mention. I know what it is, Ben. We're recording this in mid-September. This episode is probably going to come out around Halloween. As our long-time listeners, thank you, by the way.
Yes.
No, we usually do a movie review in between seasons, but I'm going to do something different. We're going to do a movie review in between the season now. And Ben, guess what fucking movie I want to do?
Please be
as a
Hocus
review.
Pocus.
No, we can't rip on that. It's too popular. I don't want to. It's just like I didn't want to do Three Ninjas or Sandlot. It's too popular, which is why I chose the sequels.
He did just find out that it was Thackeray and not Zachary.
I didn't know that.
What are you talking about?
On
Hold
Hocus
on,
Pocus.
wait, baby.
Kayla just got Hocus Pocus poster, by the way.
All right, so
Yay, Kayla.
the guy that is it turned into the cat, right? Don't look it up. What is his name?
It's not Salem from Survey the Teenage Witch, right?
No.
It's not, but he looks like him.
What's his name? It's something Banks.
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie since I saw it in theaters.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while. I remember seeing it in theaters when it came out.
Okay, so a lot of people think it's Zachary Binks. It's Thackeray.
Thackeray?
Thackeray. And she corrected me because I said Zachary Binks, and she's like, no, it's Thackeray. And I looked it up, and she's right.
No,
I get it
well.
right sometimes.
You're right majority of the time. I just won't accept it.
No, I do want to watch this movie again, though, because I remember it was fun when I watched it.
Is it Mr. Boogedy 1 and 2?
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
It's a good guess.
Fuck yeah. Dude, I love... Eat the eggs!
But the problem we have, we gotta find a very good version of it.
Dude,
because it's hard
We
to find.
have a
I
DVD,
yeah.
but it's
It's
not
like I have a
a
DVD.
great.
Is it good quality or is it ripped?
It's
Dude,
kind of ripped.
you know it's ripped.
Right.
Because...
That's the only way to get that shit.
Yeah.
All
Like
right.
you see them tracking
Yeah, all right.
the VHS before it starts. But fuck, I just saw something that was like it was some Disney show or movie about Halloween, and I remember the face of it, but I don't fucking remember it. It's like Don't Look Under the Bed or some shit. But if we're doing fucking Mr. Boogedy, I'm on board.
All right. Well,
I am fucking
well, we
on
talked
board.
about your Christmas present wish a few weeks ago on a podcast.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you one of mine.
And if we don't get Fireball Island, I swear to God,
He's gonna burn this mother to the ground.
It doesn't have to be the new one though.
Yes.
It has to be the new
If
one.
you get me the old one,
Uh-huh.
you've wasted more money than you need to.
Okay.
But I'm letting the people that watch this YouTube know, if that motherfucker does not get me Fireball Island because I let him know, trust me, I'm going to let you know.
All right. So my present that I want, I found out that Mr. Boogedy was released on a Laserdisc in Japan.
Oh,
Your job is to find a copy. Of
Oh my God. And Laserdisc is it was so expensive when it came out.
Yeah, I remember like 91, 92. No one I knew had it, but we knew of it. No one in our town had that thing that I know of. I don't remember going to anybody's
A
house.
Laserdisc system
seeing
was
it.
like $800 then.
Oh yeah, and I never once saw a Laserdisc in a rental shop at the time. It was all VHS and then later DVD, but I never once saw a Laserdisc for there. I have a Laserdisc player, by the way, and there's some Laserdisc over there in my record collection.
I do
but-
like how when I type in Mister and then start with B, Boogity is the first thing to pop up on Google.
Yeah, the funny part was, of course, we watched in the 80s and 90s growing up. I never saw it again after like 1992 and I took a film scoring class at college, at Berklee College of Music, and one of the professors showing us a scene just ups and pulls that Mr. Boogity. I was like, everybody in the class like, what the fuck? Where'd you get this at? Show us like the intro scene and how the music works and
Dude,
stuff. Like, this is cool.
Why is this porn?
Maybe.
Okay, so I can tell you right now, the Midnight Society, the logs are wet.
Yeah,
and-
Frank and Gary and they're getting impatient with Tucker. It's always laws.
No, Tucker's not in it.
Yeah, he
Right?
is.
Well, he's
right there.
standing there.
Yeah.
But they take his comic book and they're going to use it to like start the fire. And Kiki, she gets the fire started with that. But Betty Ann takes the comic, and actually this is the second story in 3 stories that Betty Ann's telling.
I think you were drunk when you saw that because I had a big note here, okay?
Oh, I can guarantee you he was drunk.
Somebody says
I made the drink.
Yeah, well, they start a conversation where it's a comic book or graphic novel, and then Betty Ann asks you as a prop, yes,
Yeah.
and then someone makes a quarter joke about anchovy pizzas before
Yeah.
give people bad dreams.
Gives them nightmares, yeah.
That's when all right, Betty Ann then says, "What if the stories weren't made up, and instead of the comics were a guide to another dimension?"
Okay, so hold on.
All right, so that's when Kiki rubs his sticks, and it's just a whole engulfed flame at that point.
Yeah.
Like it's
The gas finally got through the line and set it on fire.
Hey,
Yeah,
hang
no.
on. Back to Mr. Boogity. Does
No,
it have
well-
to be Laserdisc?
yes,
God damn it.
that's the whole point.
But here's the thing. What does that have to do with me being drunk? Because Betty Ann has told 2 stories within the 3 stories that we are doing tonight.
According, 2 out of 3, yeah.
Okay. So you just called me a drunk? Call me a drunk? What the fuck?
Frank hasn't told a story since Carter Tracker. Who else this? Oh,
Kiki,
yeah,
Kiki hasn't told a story yet.
Yeah, she has Quiet Librarian. That's her.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, yeah, this fire starting is a perfect image. I just gotta put that in the Instagram real quick.
Put what in the Instagram? The fire going crazy?
Because have you ever tried to start a fire with rubbing 2 sticks together?
Yes.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Did you get it working?
Yes.
All right. Does it engulf in flames like this did? Like
No.
just a bunch of lighter fluid
No.
or charcoal grill?
And what are they using for kindling? Because they didn't use the fucking comic. They're not rubbing on a log. God damn. I keep yawning or hiccuping or whatever.
He's drunk.
You're drunk.
I'm not.
All right, well, we finally get our story here. It says that Ethan Wood have been dreaming of becoming a comic book artist, but keeps getting rejected. I like this montage here.
Okay. Hold on.
Or see where it's going through these rejection letters. He's just looking at the top of the cover.
And it says return to center. See, they should have okay, I get that how they're like introducing other characters is like he's got to be in high school or whatever. But for a guy to be like trying to become a comic book artist, he's too fucking young. He's too fucking young. Shit, that doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. But, I mean, I did meet some people in elementary school I thought were good artists.
They really knew how to glue macaroni to a fucking piece of construction paper, huh?
Well, I was also thinking of that episode of Roseanne where Dan gets called to principal's office about something that DJ brought to school. He keeps thinking it's pornography. He actually brought Darlene's comic book there, and he's looking like, what the fuck is this shit? Who knows what was on, because they'll show a camera, but it would have been fun. This guy has a nice studio, by the way. He has the whole artboard. He has that pinball machine in there.
Yeah, but then he goes all boogie nights and shit and starts ripping posters and shit off the wall. Because he got rejected. What the fuck? You rip up your art?
Hey, artists are sensitive. Let me just say that.
So yes, what's this guy's name?
Ethan Wood.
Ethan. Yes, he. So amongst his shit of ripping shit off the walls, he missed a envelope that was for this premiere of like a comic book store, I guess. Come early, miss the crowd.
I thought it was like a meet and greet or something like
I
that.
guess. He shows up there, fucking not a soul.
Well, let's just talk about comic book stores for a minute because I haven't really been in an actual comic book store that was just purely that. Most of the ones that I went in like sold like board games, magic books, video games, like collaboration and stuff.
Well, let me tell you, the one that's around here. I went there. Well, I've been in there since, but about 2 years ago, like, okay, see, I'm a huge Spawn fan, and
I remember you had issue 1, by the way. I don't know if you still have
yes,
that.
I do.
All right,
I have
cool.
actually 2 of them, and she got me one that's signed by Al Simmons, the guy that I guess is the inspiration
Yeah.
for Al Simmons. And then I have one that's signed by Todd McFarlane. And I'm actually we follow Todd McFarlane on Instagram, and that was me that did that because I love Todd McFarlane. But a lot of them weren't in the plastic, when I got them, the comics. So I went to the comic book store, and they're plastic. It's like, okay, golden age, silver age, blah blah blah, for the plastics. So I went in there and I was like, hey man, what's the difference? Is it, oh well, golden age is like the old shit, right? So silver age would be, from like the 80s, the 90s, like shit like that. Okay, cool. So whenever I go in there to try to, like try to find like a comic like Logan, like the old Wolverine, that like he's an old man. They don't really carry that shit. But I go in there and people are playing fucking Dungeons and Dragons in the back,
And that's been around since the early 80s.
Yeah.
That's still going strong.
Oh yeah. And they're like, oh, can we help you?
Probably not.
I'm like, dude, I'm in the wrong place, son. I was like, I'm a geek, but man, this is some next level shit. I'm like, hey, do you have this? No. Okay, thanks. And I just leave. They're like, oh well, if no, dude, there's fucking people dressed in fucking cloaks in the back. I'm good.
He's
I'm
like,
out
I
of
gotta
here.
go.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
We've got a friend that's been trying to suck us into Dungeons and Dragons for a good year.
Mhm.
And then my kid comes home the other day like, don't judge me, Mom, but I might play this.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, like, that game, like, I mean, it's a multi-million-dollar business.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been
It
around
is,
long.
Yeah.
but I
But
just can't get on board.
It had that stereotype also of like being a complete nerd
Yes.
culture at one point in time.
Yeah, and see,
Vagina repellent.
I know if I ever do it and like get into it, Ashley's gonna leave me. She's gonna leave me. I mean,
Small lasted.
yeah. I mean, like she's gonna find like a fucking me. Like she's gonna find like a loot in the closet, and she's gonna fucking know. She's gonna know. And I'm gonna come home, and she's gonna be like, "You want to talk about this?" No.
And he's gonna be like, no, and I'm gonna be like, all right.
Yeah, I got this
bye.
20-sided dice right here. I know what the fuck you've been up to.
Oh, while I tell you, well, I have a good memory of Ben, by the way, when he was working in Game Crazy or GameStop, one of the two.
Game crazy.
Yeah, well, they sold like those Jordy, one of our friends called it Gundam or Goddamn, whatever it was called. It's that Japanese
Gundam.
shit. Yeah. Well, I remember going to visit Ben one day at work. Ben's like, I don't know, 19, 20 at the time. This kid, like 11, 12 years old, comes to the counter, asks for this series of collectible card games. It's like role play games. And Ben's like, what is that? And the kid says it again. He says, what's that? The kid that says a different name. He's like, says that. The kid says, oh, okay. Or it must be, you said basically, it must not be that popular.
Probably one of the funniest. Okay, 2 things. One is there was this fat kid, right?
Of course, it has to be.
It
Right?
gotta be a fat kid. Well, he comes in one day and he's like, "Oh God, man, the shit that happened at Game Crazy, dude." Well, now I have more things, but pretty much he came in and he was like, "Hey, do you have Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 2?"
He's like, no, because
Well,
I have a girlfriend.
So I'm like, dude, I said, I can guarantee you that we do. All right. And he's like, well, can you look it up and see how many copies you have? Sure. I typed in Dragon Ball Z, T, spell the rest. and he spelled it without missing a beat. And I said, we got 27 copies. How many do you want? So
that may be the same kid then, I think.
it might have been. I'm like, dude, you can take them fucking all. You can take them all for $15. I don't care. Get them the hell out of here. But there was another time, right? My boss was fucking like when no one's in there, you're playing. You'll play the games to just pass the time or whatever. Well, Raven Rabbits came out, right? And it was kind of like Mario Party where it had a bunch of mini games and shit. Well, one of them was it was for the Wii, right? So you had the nunchuck and then you had the regular remote, right? So in this game, you were blending carrots, right? And so you had to stick the carrot in the blender. Adam, are you looking?
I'm looking.
You had to stick the carrot in the blender.
Okay.
And then you had to shoot with the nunchuck, right? So the TV was up in the corner, right? So when my boss came in, hold on, I guess I should turn around for this.
Yeah, Mike.
I'm doing this.
show the camera.
I'm doing this.
Ben, show the camera on this end. On camera there.
Yeah. So
you might have to get up a little bit.
I'm shaking the carrot juice up, and I am shooting it. So my boss comes in behind me and
sees that elbow going.
Yeah, it looks like I'm masturbating, and then looks up at the screen, and I'm shooting carrot juice at rabbits, and he's just like, "Dude, I wish I was video recording that." I was like, "Man, this probably looks terrible right now," but oh my fucking god, like it was shit like that, and you always had that one customer, like people that work in game stores can tell you always have that one fucking problem customer.
Oh, I had a couple, but I was a movie store.
Mine was a fucking 70-year-old lady.
Mine was probably mid-40s.
Yes, and me and her got into it so fucking much. She hated me, and I returned the favor. Like, Jesus Christ.
It was a funny story. We learned all these years later that apparently one of my favorite customers at Blockbuster was one of his customers at Game Crazy. So I was renting him his movies and he was renting him his games, and he couldn't believe that we had met.
That's some very 2000s and below stuff,
Pedro.
right? That comic book store in this grand opening, this episode, by the way, is called Comic Book Inc. So ink as in ink, pen, and ink as in incorporated.
I thought that was really clever.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but why is the shop empty? He goes there. There's a lot of stuff. I saw Wolverine in there. There's a bunch of other imagery. There's
Crimson Clown's on there.
Yeah, Crimson Clown. There's some pretty creepy shit looking. And this punk rock girl comes up and calls him Cakes. Says he wants to see the drawings.
They don't ever specify why he's called Cakes. I don't get
Baby Cakes.
I don't know though.
Pet names. We do that shit. I call people honey and darling and sugar.
We're just boo boo kitty fuck.
No, not boo boo kitty fuck.
What's Boo Boo Kitty?
Oh, tell him, baby.
Give me a glass bottle to throw at him or something.
Okay, this one's empty.
I got $3,000 automatic over here, so you break it, you bought it.
Jane, Silent Bob.
Justice and Jay.
Yeah, when they break into the fucking animal testing place with the monkey.
Like, girls don't like to be called bitches.
Is that Jane Silent Bob Strikes Back?
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot with me. I don't laugh
when
at
she
all.
Called, when his pet name for her is Boo Boo Kitty Fuck.
Okay, now I remember that.
Okay, you can put the bottle back. I'm
God
sorry.
Damn it, Adam,
I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. Like, I fucking love that man.
She talks about one of the great Sylvester Uncas.
Sylvester Uncas.
And now y'all got to tag Kevin Smith.
Mentions the Ghastly Grinner. She goes off to pull out one of his books. There's this giant book thing she has on her lap, saying the villain was so hideous he could just laugh and turn people into giggling idiots. She gives him the first and only issue. Out of nowhere, by the way.
For free.
Yep. And then we're transported to a classroom where Miss Piccolo.
Yeah,
Piccolo. They're talking about microwaves and stuff.
or Picarello or
Meanwhile,
something.
Ethan's in the back reading this comic book behind another book. The science teacher comes up, and the science teacher look familiar, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just a character actor, but he takes the comic, he just puts it right in that fucking fish tank, like not the garbage pen, the actual fish tank. Did you guys ever have your teachers destroy shit in high school? Or
No, but I
also?
destroyed their shit.
Wait, one more time. What?
Did you ever have a teacher destroy a personal item?
No. That probably wouldn't have ended well.
Right. It wouldn't have ended well then or now.
Like,
I don't like it.
I was really, really
You want
good when I
this?
was in school about understanding
the
the way it
normal one.
worked. And I didn't cause a lot of unnecessary problems. But that is a whole different thing if you break my shit.
I mean, I've had shit confiscated, but
I didn't even have that. You
You're
don't
better than-
understand.
you're
Like, I
better
was a
than me.
pretty decent student.
we weren't.
At home, we see Ethan's couch potato parents. I remember this scene very vividly, by the way. They're watching some, I think it's a game show or something. This is
You never see what they're.
but,
Yeah.
but you can hear it. It's like this corny, like 60s music, like it's the Gong Show or something. And then they said they got a call from school today. He got in trouble. And then they said like silly comics are an addiction, and they're laughing at this dumb shit. I mean, you could tell lazy just by the way they're dressed. Ethan goes to the kitchen to put popcorn in the microwave.
Okay. Stop.
Right.
When the popcorn scene happened. Okay. I don't know if you remember this, but when I say it, you're going to remember. You have to remember. And all fucking 90s babies have to remember. Actually, 80s babies, because then if you were 90s, then fucking you don't know.
Most of us were born in the 80s and grew up in the 90s.
Pop quiz. Who remembers pop quiz?
I do.
I do.
Pop secret. Shout out to you. Bring back pop quiz. Quit fucking around. I don't even know what you guys are doing anymore. Bring back pop quiz. Pop quiz.
You know, I was about to press a commercial on Instagram a few weeks ago. I thought I would do it at night, actually.
Pop quiz was it was regular popcorn, but when you popped it, it was red, green, purple, blue.
No,
Yes,
It was.
it was.
I don't want colors in my popcorn.
Why not? It's fun.
Yeah,
Because it's
it's a pop
Probably
quiz. You
freaking
don't know what you're getting
unnatural.
because the green bag could be blue popcorn. That's why it's a pop quiz.
I don't like it.
See,
Then okay, I don't remember.
We're
that.
gonna eat it if Pop Secret
I'm
gets
not.
off their fucking asses and brings it back.
I'm not. It's probably full of all kinds of shit.
I don't care.
I know you don't.
Little Hugs had like red fucking 72.
Number 5.
Yeah, gave us fucking all, brain tumors and shit. Pop Secret, bring back fucking Pop Quiz. Quit fucking around with your caramel corn or whatever.
To dry off the
How
comic,
do you have a full shot and mine's gone?
Ethan decides it's a great idea to put this comic book in the microwave. No,
And then walk away from it.
yeah, that comes to mind. Just something got wet, just put it in the microwave.
Who puts it on like 20 minutes and then just walks away from it?
You don't do that unless it's a fucking ham. And who does that?
Who microwaves a ham for 20 minutes?
Exactly. There's no reason to set it for more than like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, the mom says that Ethan got a phone call. He's like, "Who is it? Oh, it's a girl." And he's like,
Some
"Oh,
bitch.
I'm on the
Oh
top
my
of shit."
God.
That's a very nice
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Some girl calls you, so you gotta take it immediately and go have phone sex or something.
What?
They weren't.
I
we
hated
weren't-
talking on the phone.
I don't believe that.
No, I did.
You were like, oh.
No. I hated it because you like what is there to talk about?
Well,
Oh, how was school? It was okay. You were there.
yeah.
Hey, what the fuck?
Well, I like what people used to call people in the 90s and just not talk at
Not
all. Wait
talk
for-
on the phone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
wait for the person to do it. It's like,
Yeah, it's
what's the point of
so
that?
dumb. Oh my God.
We
didn't-
take out our anger, by the way, 20 years later.
Yeah, we didn't have eggplant emojis back in the 90s.
Or the little water splash.
We didn't have any of that. We
I'll
didn't
be
even
honest,
have emojis.
I didn't even have a phone at home most of those times.
He finds out it's Hooper Piccolori. I say that again? Piccolori?
Picarello or something like that.
Yeah,
Pickle-
Piccolaro. Little nerdy girl.
Yeah, she sits across the room from him. She lets him know that millions of times.
Yeah, well, meanwhile, I laughed at this before it became the plot device, but the mom was just plugging this fucking electric outlet
Dude,
like 5
hold
extensions.
on. I put holy fire hazard on that shit. Like what the fuck? Like we call that in the military we call it daisy chaining. It's
Uh-huh.
when you take like the six like the 6 extension cord thing and you plug it in and then you plug another one into that. It's called daisy chaining. Like that bitch, good lord. She had so many in that thing.
I had a house in Cottonwood. I had to do shit like that.
Mm-mm.
She says she's making pizza waffles. Hooper says what the teacher did was creepy. And then that microwave starts catching on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And Hooper on the phone asks if the house just exploded. Ethan goes to look for his parents. Guess
It's 10 seconds. I don't know what.
because mom has like her hair all up even more crazy than it was.
Well, it was in rollers. Like those big ass fucking rollers.
I mean, he sees that cartoonish like Emperor of the Ghastly Grinner.
Yeah, there's like a outline of the Ghastly Grinner missing from the wall, like he ran through it.
It's almost a wild coyote, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh well, mom starts coming out here with all this crazy hair. Has this like blue glue, or blue gel coming out her mouth.
Her mouth, yeah.
Goes to commercial break. He comes back and then screams. So it wasn't a scream in that commercial break, and then the screams. I'll continue it again. Goes to find his dad. His dad's now giggling like a fool again. Runs outside and looks in the comics. Sees his dad's now in the comic, and then Hipper surprises him. So yeah, must look pretty
Hooper
close.
Pecorello, she sits across from him in class.
Yeah, she wasn't introduced to herself.
As Hooper Picolero, I sit across from you in class. Like she explains it every single time. Like even though like they go somewhere together, she'll be like, "I'm Hooper Picolero. We sit across from class." Like,
Yeah, it's pretty odd. Maybe she's just nervous. But how did she get his number again?
the phone book with the phone police.
Yeah. Her parents not come over. So I was wondering the relationship between her parents and his parents. Especially considering she had to introduce herself again.
It's never specified.
Mm.
None of it.
Well, we do know that her parents are also become laughing fools because of what they see in the comic comes
Yeah.
true.
Oh, you got to meet Uncle Bob, and she's like, "My parents are going in." He's like, "Yeah, but I don't have an Uncle Bob." Like, so it's clear. Like they make the hint that like, okay, now the Ghastly Gunner has her parents as well.
Yeah, she mentions she doesn't have much of a sense of humor.
Yes.
And then we see this like Ghastly Gunner transition happen where it's like a still frame go across the screen. It happens a lot in this episode. They get on this bus. There's no one else on this bus. Says there must be something in the comic that shows them how to send people back. Then they see themselves on the bus, and the bus driver does the exorcist thing where his head turns around. That was pretty fucking creepy.
Yeah.
And by the way, that bus driver is the same guy who played Flynn in like the first episode of Party for the Dark.
Because his neck can do that. Cause
I think it's pretty good effect though. It's like a fun scene. It's got like
Yeah.
speed. I haven't watched that in a while either. They pull something that's like a slam of mercy break thing, and we see the bus driver like hit his head on the windshield.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been better if they had made him actually go through the windshield, but I don't think that was part of Fire for the Dark stunt department at the time.
Yeah, if they're already breaking his neck, they might as well have gone the whole 9.
Yeah, and he's like having a seizure there when they're
Yeah.
at the park. Like it's pretty fucking freaky, actually.
Yeah.
Back at the store, Frankie is the punk rock girl. By the way, she says they were creating comics that are rolling, and Uncas,
Sylvester Uncas.
yeah, was trying to kill off the Ghastly Grinner, but it didn't finish. I thought it said like that one comic was the only
All right.
comic, right?
Here's my problem. So, is this the part where she says that Uncas is her dad?
Yes.
Okay. So Uncas is her dad. she has these cells that are unfinished,
Mhm.
and she's like, "Oh well, this is the episode of the death of the Ghastly Grinner," and they're not finished. Here's my problem. This is really one of my only problems with this episode. So there was one episode. There was there was one comic book made, Ghastly Grinner. How you go from the first Ghastly Grinner to, well, here's the ones that weren't finished, and it's the death of the Ghastly Grinner. So it would be episode 2 of this comic book series, and it's already the end of the fucking comic book.
Yeah.
You see my problem here.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So I mean, like, okay, uh they should have made it like, okay, this has been an ongoing thing. Like, there were more than one comic book, because she had this like leather bound book that held the Ghastly Grinner first episode, first
But
edition.
maybe it's supposed to be like Terminator 2, where it's clear at the end of Terminator 2 that it's resolved. There's no need of going on. Like the Terminator 1000 has been destroyed. The T100 destroys itself. It's a good ending, one of the best movies of all time. And what they do, and we need our Terminator 3 movie, Rise of the Machines, to come out in the early 2000s, which I also thought was pretty fun and entertaining. And they're making this new Terminator coming out, but like that was resolved, like episode 2.
I mean, uh, I mean, when you busted that out, like, I was like,
I'm excited about this new Terminator movie.
you want to? Is there something you want to talk about? Or Terminator 3 was terrible.
Really?
Genesis, I liked.
I mean, what was
I liked Genesis, and people hated it.
But number 3 was fun. I mean, it had some good scenes.
Yeah, it was fine, but like people hated that one too, more so than Genesis. But like then there was the one in between. What was that? Salvation.
Yeah, that's what I hated, right?
I didn't mind Salvation, but people were hating on the Terminator franchise. But I mean, fuck, come on now.
What's
you
my
know?
shot at?
I thought that last one was okay.
Actually,
Yeah, that was Genesis.
Whoa.
Yeah, mine's completely full, but
How did it go all the way over there?
He walked out and put it there.
Yeah, we took a break.
Damn it, Adam.
We haven't talked about our fashion, so I bought this Nintendo shirt off this site called Designed by Humans. I think maybe a sign from God, because we could not find it last podcast recording. I find it 2 days later. I just saw it 2 days ago. I go try to find it today. It's gone. I don't know where the fuck it is. It's not Kio's house. It's not here. And so I had to put my Saved by the Bell Base of Tiger shirt on, and Ben's wearing this thing from Legend of the Hidden Temple, Green Monkeys. Yeah. Ashley's got on Loon, French for sun.
She's
La
not.
Luna.
Oh,
Le
Moon,
Soleil.
right? Yeah. We gotta get
Really, I just grabbed something comfy.
Yeah,
I don't
we-
give a shit about that.
We gotta get
any
you like a
of
shirt
that.
with cluster spans at all on it.
She's got Rocco's Modern Life.
All right.
It's kind of tight. I'm a little chunky.
No, you're
Right
not.
now.
Stop it. Right now.
Yeah, I wasn't chunky when you met me.
Are you
just
trying
made me
to-
all comfy and
Are
happy.
you
and
pregnant?
I'm not.
All right.
I don't
This-
think.
It would be, well, it would be cool if we had a pregnancy announcement on the show, right?
If I happen to pop up pregnant, you'll be the first to know, Adam. Right here on this microphone.
I'm always about the drama.
And then
the
and the
podcast.
Lord
listeners
knows
will
it ain't for lack of
the
trying.
listeners will find out 3 weeks later, because that's how we recorded these.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a baby.
Well, the Ghastly Grinner got
God
Uncas.
help our kids.
Oh, and by the way, there was a thing on here. When I checked IMDb, it said Uncan with an N. She's saying Uncas the whole show. And
Mhm.
in IMDb credits, they say the editors made an error and listed Uncan at the end of the credits. But I looked at the credits, it says Uncas.
Uncas, yeah.
Yeah, so
So they're
She-
fucking smoking crack rock.
yeah, IMDb.
She
Don't smoke
definitely
crack rock, kids.
enunciated that very clearly.
Uncas, all the
Yeah.
time, every time.
She said that's why I said she the invitation, because Ethan's the only person in the world
I
that's gonna
can't
try to finish this.
I can't believe she like glorifies her dad. Like she glorifies him so much, and like never.
That's
like-
normal.
No, not the way she does it. Not the way she does it.
Someone has some daddy issues at this
Because
comic book store, right?
she's like, Sylvester Uncas. Like he's like a god or something. And like then like she's like, oh yeah, my dad. You know,
Well,
like
I mean, he probably passed away early. She needed
he
that shit.
didn't pass away. The Ghastly Grinner got him.
Okay. Well,
Like a
she needed
pinball.
that
It's like
shit.
the pinball wizard. He's just stuck in some alternate dimension for now. Um, this whole handing the unfinished cells to him, a lot of artists have issues with that shit. You don't finish somebody else's work.
But you know, we're gonna see the same plot device in a future episode called "The Tale of the Unfinished Painting."
Yeah, you don't finish somebody else's shit. Like you just don't do it. But I mean, I guess in this instance, he doesn't have a fucking choice. But he doesn't bring up that fact that like this is somebody else's work.
But what about like unfinished stuff, as in like music recordings? There's some stuff that was never released to Michael Jackson that was released recently with other artists. So we read that stuff like not exist at all, or we hear it.
Yes,
Okay.
you bury it. You bury it at Neverland Ranch
Who is that now?
with all the kids' underwear that's buried there.
Hooper comes with the idea that's the microwaves that are get rid of this guy. And
Yes.
I like that surf guitar music that's like happening throughout this whole episode. And they switched to like some Alfred Hitchcock stuff.
Mm. Brown.
Well, that's what came in. Yeah. I would do it in here if I had my guitar with my vibrato bar on it, but that's not here. They say that's how the Ghastly Grinner came here in the first place. Just
What are you doing?
who you talking about?
Stuff and things.
Oh.
Susan Darling starts debating. But then there's like blue jello dripping down from the ceiling, and the Ghastly Grinner comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Grabs Frankie by the throat, just picks her up.
Picks her up,
Yeah.
one-handed.
That guy's a powerful motherfucker. They decided to make their own story.
I like how they just bailed on her.
Yeah.
They just fucking left her.
And Hooper has this like giant old eraser thing.
That says for big mistakes.
Yeah, so I think I saw that as a novelty item at like
You can
Staples
find it
back
on
then.
Etsy.
Okay.
You find it in Walmart.
Does it say for big mistakes on it?
Yeah.
What?
I've made many a joke about that eraser.
Well, we need to get one just for the sheer nostalgia of it.
Because God knows if I do it big.
Wow. We're getting married next year, baby.
Yeah.
So
I didn't say you were a big mistake. I'm saying I've made plenty.
I'm just saying.
They somehow go to school with like no security or anything.
Mm.
The teacher comes in and gets pissed at him as usual.
Mm-hmm.
And the Ghastly Grinner like comes up behind the teacher. I like the Ghastly Grinner's one-liners, by the way. He has to go with this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think one was like, "You can't take a joke." Right. He also says, "Who needs to go laugh?" Or I'll leave him a smile.
Yes. I like when he grabs her.
No, yeah. That happens.
What'd you send me? Oh, you sent me Mr. Boogedy. Never mind.
No, I did not.
No, he did.
Yeah, it was
I liked what you sent me,
it's
too.
no laughing matter. The microwaves didn't work. So that they go back to the shop.
Hold on.
You sent me a giant thumb.
I did. Because we're recording a podcast. But when they turn on the microwave or whatever, he grabs Ethan and Piccolero Hooper, pushes him out of the way, and he grabs her by the pigtails and tries to like ghastly goo her. And he's like, "What's up, kid? Can't take a joke?" And she's like, "I don't have much of a sense of humor."
Yeah.
And like he just like lets her down and shit. And that's how they get out of there. But like she reminds me of the girl from the middle.
Sue?
Yes.
Who's that?
Sue Heck.
Yes, from the middle.
Bless
Who am I thinking about?
her
Sue Ellen.
heart.
What was Sue Ellen on?
Sue Ellen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
For some reason, Hey Dude is jumping out at me.
What was Hey Dude?
Hey,
I could be
dude.
wrong. You might want to look that up.
I just looked it up and it may be Dallas, but I don't really watch Dallas. That was more of
I've
a
never
late
watched
70s,
Dallas.
early 80s thing. Oh, they had to go for cat fights.
And that may be the true joy of painting, is when you share it with other people.
Thank you, Bob
That's
Ross.
the true joy.
He blesses us.
All right. Well, Hooper, not Sue Ellen. Who the fuck is Sue Ellen? Now, why am
I don't know.
I'm gonna post his Instagram.
I don't know who
is-
Sue Ellen is.
We're gonna find who Sue Ellen is. All right. Well, they say the microwaves are the answer, but they won't use it right. And Ethan has to finish the drawings. He starts drawing.
And there's a coloring montage.
Yeah, so him like a superhero outfit, right?
Well,
Oh wait, he collides with the Ghastly Grinner. He goes like right into him.
well, hold on. Can we just talk about this montage for a second?
Go ahead.
Because the first thing is Hooper opening up this fucking pencil case.
Yeah, it's like
Marker.
Yeah, it was like an armor seal. Like you're
And
pulling his guns and ammo and grenades.
He's fucking Ethan's sweating. He's coughing. Jesus Christ. He's wiping his fucking sweat off and all this other shit. Like, dude, really? You're making a fucking montage out of coloring? This shit's so stupid.
I remember Sue Ellen now.
Whoa.
It's
Sue Ellen's from fucking Walton's.
No, it's from Christina Applegate's character in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Her name is Sue Ellen in the fucking film.
Oh.
You're
Really?
right.
Yeah.
Ooh. Another movie we could have done is My Best Friend's a Vampire for our fucking in-betweener for Halloween.
Whatever, Ninja.
But
I'll take a look at it.
really, you don't remember that one?
No.
It's
Dude becomes a vampire for having sex with a vampire.
boo hoo. I'd rather do Idle Hands.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Oh.
that forever. But we also need to do Road Trip while we're at it because Road Trip's plot is so out of date.
What about
now.
Euro Trip?
I did laugh at
That's
that.
my
a lot.
shit.
Yeah.
Dude, the funniest part is when someone's
Scotty.
at confessional and then the ass cheeks go up against the glass. But
So anybody for Euro Trip, let us know. I'm on board.
I'm all for Mr. Boogedy. I am all for Mr.
Yeah,
Boogedy.
but we got.
But
I do want to do
this
some of
isn't
these
where I
late
parked my
90s, early
car.
2000s sex comedies as well.
I just dropped that reference last night.
Yes.
So what?
Scotty doesn't
This
know.
isn't where I parked my car.
Oh, you mean do you watch my car?
Where's my
No,
car?
it's
this isn't where I parked my car. Is from Euro Trip.
It's a reference
Oh,
to.
well, also I have
yes.
to mention this. Scotty Doesn't Know is one of my most hated songs.
I love
I
that
hate
fucking
that fucking
song.
song. It's boring. It's too repetitive.
Boring.
Yeah.
Don't make me sing it.
But-
I don't think it's catchy
love
to me
it.
either.
It's not catchy.
But was that in?
Even Fiona loved it.
all right, was that in Euro Trip or
Euro
Hands?
Trip.
It was
Okay.
Euro
It was
Trip.
all
I thought
Euro
so.
Trip.
Because
But-
Fiona's a skang.
Well, I more remember the I Want to Rock Twisted Sister scene where they were
Ah.
singing to the boss and shit.
He
See?
did fuck his sister.
Yeah.
Make out with his sister.
See, when you say Twisted Sister, I go to Pigwee's Big Adventure when
See, I never go there.
when Twisted Sister is on the car singing what was that song?
We're not gonna
See in
take
Hell
it.
or something.
Yeah,
I
See
don't
You in Hell
know.
or something.
I never saw it.
Burn Hell,
Me and
Yes.
Pee Wee just don't mesh.
See, baby.
I
what-
felt like
what's
he was a
happening
child
here?
toucher.
Uh-oh. Storage is full on the iPad.
All right, we'll keep going.
Dun dun dun.
During this comic world, at that point they collide. Okay.
Yeah. He finishes all that shit. She's like, "Oh, how much longer?" Because there's fucking slime coming through the door. However, I was early. That's when he grabs her. They're in the comic book story. Is when the Ghastly Grinner
We're
grabs
been
her.
past that part because him and
Yeah,
Ethan
then-
have collided. Okay, they're in
Yes.
the comic book world.
Ethan and the Ghastly Grinner collide because he's holding the fucking cells out, runs into him, and they go into they go into the comic. Then you find like the way the story goes is Hooper grabs the stories, the cells, and starts reading them,
Yep.
and that's where the action is. It's oh yeah, they're fighting, and then like oh, Ethan used microwaves on the Ghastly Grinner in the comic book world, and like oh no, but then we run into another one of my problems.
Which is
He's got lots of problems.
Ethan wrote a problem when he finished the cells. Why the fuck would you do that? Because he's like, oh, well, how do I get out of here now?
Yeah, well, my other thing was like to get rid of this shit. The girl takes that big eraser and erases the cell portion. So why did they fucking use that eraser earlier on?
Right?
Yeah, when it's part of their parents and shit. Like that
But
would have
see,
been gone, right?
He's like, no, but in the comic, it's like Hooper,
Oh yeah.
Ethan. Like, why? Why would you do that? Like, there was this huge ass montage on like, yes, I'm gonna finish this right now.
You're vibrating the fuck out of the laptop.
That's right. I forgot all about the laptop. But like, the thing is, why would you write another fucking problem to run into? Well, how do I get out of here now? Hooper, I'm in trouble. Help me. Motherfucker, there's only like 6 scenes that you got to color in with fucking colored pencils or markers or what, crayons. I don't know what the fuck he was using. Why would you do that? It's dumb. But that's
Okay.
really my only problem with this fucking episode.
Yeah, well, she erases it and it comes back. Ethan comes back out of the comic magically, right?
Yes. And so does the girl and her father.
Yeah.
Uncas.
Uncas,
Sylvester Uncas.
All right. Well,
That's
at
why
the,
we get
at the
along.
comic book store, the parents are acting like they're celebrities. Like they're all dressed up with
Yeah.
sunglasses. Like, they always believe that their son.
And Hooper is fucking gothed out.
Yeah. Oh, I looked her up, by the way. This actress went on to work production in TV and movies. She's actually pretty hot. You look her up sometime.
Okay.
I'll tag her on Instagram if I find her.
Oh yeah.
I got to tag Joyce Wade as well, who was in the episode you hated, Watchers Woods. She just posted a still image of that the other day on Instagram.
Why?
Well, she's in an unfinished painting episode later on. Oh, some other news I need to mention before we end this podcast. So, on the movie coming out next year, the Fate Art movie, I found
We're gonna go.
we better get fucking passes to the first screening of this.
You would
if people
think,
make it
but
happen.
nobody likes us.
Yeah, well, I found out some information. It's going to be a brand new story. It's not recycled. It's going to have the Menace Society, but it's probably one long story. It's not going to be several stories, which I thought would have been the case, like the Twilight Zone movie or things like that.
Well, no, they did Silver Sight, so that they've done it before. But like you said, if the staff didn't know, like the people that like Ross Hall and you said DJ Michaela didn't even fucking know about it, that they're not gonna have the original cast.
Yeah, well, my thing, they should have went, if they don't do it, straight up fucking adult horror with this, because again, Are You Afraid of the Dark hasn't been airing every single year since it went off air. Like the people who mostly remember it and follow it grew up in the 80s and 90s. They should have just went all out horror gore fest and had the original. That's what I would have done if I was directing it.
Can't do that.
But the screenwriter from It's doing this. So like, is this guy going from writing It, the translated screenplay from Stephen King, to doing children's fucking goosebump shit?
Yeah, but you can't go from like, you can't go from a 90s ghost story thing to lopping off people's heads and disemboweling people. You can't do that.
Why not?
You can.
Because it's
Lobbing the heads is good for all ages.
Name me one time where it actually worked.
Marie Antoinette.
What?
I don't know.
She was
I'm just
beheaded.
talking shit.
What are you talking about?
It worked. She said, "Let them eat cake." They cut off her head.
Okay,
I mean,
so there was a movie. There was a movie about it.
Well, they say
I-
like, I think
I
it's
don't know.
Freddy versus Jason, where there's like that scene where Freddy Krueger like hits Jason, he does the ping pong effect. Like they
That's
knew it was
true.
a joke at the time. They knew
Yeah.
it was for fun. That's what they should have done with this. because they knew their audience what was there for a good time. They weren't like thinking, "Oh, I want to see just a bunch of scandal-clad teenagers being burned in the panties in the woods." Yeah.
Let's wrap this bitch up because y'all motherfuckers ain't making any goddamn sense. Love you guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.